if you're using HubSpot for quite a long time now, you might have created a lot of custom properties that you couldn't track with native HubSpot properties. For instance, if you want to track the age of a lead or its interest within your industry topics or something, HubSpot does not let you track this property natively. You need to create a custom property for that. So that's great. HubSpot gives you a lot of possibilities to create different kind of properties, such as checkbox, multiple checkbox, drop-down menu, numbers, etc. But one thing HubSpot doesn't do natively is to let you track and segment your database based on the last update date of this property. So let me make myself clearer. So for instance, you have a form and you ask the first name of a lead on it. So the lead fills the form. HubSpot will show you the value he entered. Internally, it will store the date update, but it will not let you segment your based on that date. So for first name is not really useful, but let's say, for instance, you have a lead magnet and you want to track the first access to this lead magnet and create like a nice report that display the evolution of first access to your lead magnet through time. You will not be able to do that in HubSpot. So in my example, I have the workflow box, which is my lead magnet. And I track the first access on it through workflow. So here it's yes. When you click on detail, they have this date, right? But you can't create a report based on that. So you need to create a timestamp property, and is what we will do today together through a workflow. So to do that, you will need three things. First, you will need to have like a pro plan of HubSpot. So either marketing pro, sales pro, service pro, or operation pro. You will need to have the property you want to timestamp, and you will need to create the timestamp property. So let's do that together. We go to setting, properties, and create a new property. So you need to select a group. So it will depend on what kind of property you track. You just like to organize your property base anyway. So in my case, it's a contact activity, right? So I put that. I will name it in a way I can easily remember. So first access to lead magnet en, and select a field type. So in our case, it will be a date picker. You have your property, that's great, and you create it. Now you have your property, but the thing is, it will not get populated by anything. So you need to create a workflow to make it. So let's do that together again. We click on workflow, create a workflow from scratch, choose what it's based. In my case, is contact based, so I will let that here, and I choose a blank workflow to create the whole thing by myself. I click on next, and we are on the workflow builder tool. The first element is contact enrollment trigger. So you need to set up what criteria will make a lead enter to your workflow or not. So in our case, you will just need to select the property you want to track. So in my case is workflow box en, like that. And I want is any of yes, because I want to track the one that access it. I save. Then you have two possibilities for re-enrollment. Either you want to track the first time it happened, or you want to update this timestamp property every time this situation happens again. In my case, I just want to track the first access, so I will not tick these boxes. If you want to update this property every time this criteria happen again, just click on Allow Contacts and tick the box of your property. Once that's done, we just need to set up the workflow. So you click on plus here, you select Set Property Value, choose a property, and we will add our freshly created property. So first access to lead magnet en. And then you have two possibilities to timestamp the moment it happened is date of step. Just click here, save, and we are done. But we will have two different publishing options. So click on review and publish. Then just check if everything is in order. In our case, it is, so that's fine. And you will have two options. Yes, enroll existing contacts who meet this criteria as of now. Or no, only enroll contacts who meet the trigger criteria after turning the workflow on. The thing is, because we just created the property and the workflow were not turned on before, what will happen if you click on yes, all the contacts that match this criteria, so has access to my lead magnet, sorry, will go in the workflow today and will set the date as today. So we don't want that. It's not a retroactive workflow, so that's a bad thing, but at least we want to have clean data since the beginning. So you just click no, only enroll contacts. That way you will not have like thousands of contacts have this date of today in your reporting. So you will have clean reports. So click on no and turn on. And that's it. So starting from now, you will have like this data get populated automatically every time this criteria happen for one of your leads. I hope it was clear. If you're interested in getting more information about workflows to build new workflows and automate your data management, as you can see, you can join this workflow box. So it's a private web page that I update regularly and present with a video, a detailed blog article, and a to-do list action plan for every workflows I will present on this channel. So if you're interested to join that for free, just click on the description below link, the description link below, and fill your information. I hope it was clear, and I wish you a great day. Bye.